Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
It's happening. I'm so excited. This is gonna be fun. All right, I'm gonna have a look at these settings first. I hope that the sound settings are okay. I'm just gonna make sure that there are subtitles. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, subtitles are default. I love it when games do that. So I am just going to start right here with a brand new game. I'm going to go normal mode since it's my first time. The early 15th century was a time of turmoil in the Holy Roman Empire, which had flourished under the late Emperor Charles IV. But now, with his son Wenceslas the Idle, oh man, it goes so fast, the king's inactivity angered many of the nobility, as well as his half-brother King Sigismund of Hungary. Hey, JP, welcome. I couldn't read that all out loud. Oh, it's beautiful. Silver Skalitz, 1403. Ah, it's the game. Yeah, I'm doing really well. I am excited for the new playthrough. I haven't started a new game in forever. I'm excited about this. I hope the audio's okay. Please let me know if it needs adjusting. The game sound and music and stuff. Sounds great. Let's go. Oh, I'm really glad. I like it when I don't need to adjust anything.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher. husband. How goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
Game's a bit low. Ah, Warwolf. Thank you so much for the bits. 69. Let's go.
It looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Thanks for coming to hang out, guys.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
He's watching her walk away. I see that.
Henry, get up now. There's work to be done.
Get up or I'll come get you up, you slug of bed.
Hear that? You'd better not.
Aw,
wake him.
thanks, Warwolf.
Now
Appreciate
get up
that.
quick. Your breakfast is on the table.
I hope
Wait,
you're
what's
doing
this?
well.
Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
What was he sleeping on? Yeah. Sorry, JP.
A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Oh, character. By means of the first two choices in this dialogue, you will select your character's default characteristics. If you are not satisfied with them, do not worry. All characteristics can be further developed without limitations. We were chatting in the tavern. I was dancing. I was with Bianca. Oh my. Or I was working in the forge. I say we were chatting in the tavern.
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling us what's going on in the world, and well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
Why would I be interested in sword fighting? Matthias was teaching me archery. I was with Bianca. Or what does it matter? I'm gonna push the speech more. Why would I be interested in sword fighting?
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
All right, then, if you say so. I don't mean to pry, but you know your father takes a dim view of such things.
Go to your father. Is Pa angry at me? Go to the sword fighting lesson.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was, and you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
If it was really hot, could change. Have my friends been here?
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere as usual.
You're misjudging them. Mother.
That's unfair.
Really? So where were you until the small hours last night?
I was with Bianca, of course.
You mean at Bianca's tavern? And who was there with you? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. Matthew and Fritz.
Ooh, got
Well, at
scolded.
least you were with Bianca. You should hold on to that one, Hal. She's a clever girl. And invite her for supper sometime. Your father's very fond of her.
Oh
Of course
my.
he is. He thinks he'll be able to wheedle the secret of beer brewing out of her.
You're right there. You'd think he was planning to become a
JP.
brewer in his dotage. Still, that's your father for you. At least he's interested in something, unlike you lot. You're too busy getting into mischief to do an honest day's work. If Fritz and Matthew carry on this way, they'll wind up swinging one day. You mark my words.
Right? That's Mom's, right? I'm hungry.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Do you need help?
Do you need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
All right. Let's go eat something. There's Mother. You discovered Skalitz. Reached a new level in speech and main level. Eat. To eat any food, pick it up in the inventory and to eat any food, pick it up in the inventory in the tab food. Select what you want to eat and then eat it by holding X. Why do I sit down and eat? Can I take these apples? Oh, this can't be done while sitting. All right. Basic lesson here. All right, see if I can figure out how to pick up an apple. Oh,
I feel quite hungry.
all right. Pick up a bread roll. I'll take 2 better bread rolls. Maybe I can't. Can I sit and eat this? Can I scooch over? I want to eat that stuff. Fine. How about I have a bread roll and an apple? Inventory. Hey, there we go. Eat. And eat. There we go. Nourishment is only at 49. Should I eat more? Maybe I should take some to go. You never know, right? I can't seem to lock onto it. You know what? It's fine. Oh, there we go. Pick it up. Take these apples with me. You never know. Lentil soup. Oh, I could take it with me. I'll take this with me too. And what are these sacks? And I'll leave some apples there. Hey, Crib, welcome. Thanks for coming to hang out. What's in here? Nails for Teresa, bandage, marigold decoction, savior schnapps. Nails for Teresa. Should I just take these? Might come in handy. Mom's not going to yell at me, is she? I hope not. Am I still hungry? Take this cheese. Take this cheese. All right. Nourishment 48. So why don't I have this? 56. Well, he wants a lot of food. I need to turn those sound effects off somehow. Holy. I guess I'll eat the rest. Ooh, I don't like the sound effects. Alright. Oh, this is all like my stuff. Door keys. Okay, and those are the things I picked up. 89 seems pretty good. Oh, eat from pot. Oh, I see. I just ate the cold stuff. Close the door. Good, there's firewood here. More firewood. Baskets, carts, and ladders. There's a scythe. What's here? Was it the pantry? 15 apples. I'm not going to take all of them. I'll take 5. You never know. What's in here? Lockpick easy. I don't have a lockpick. Fine. Cabbage and carrots. No, I will just keep those apples. There's some cheese or something. That might be good. I'll take that. Ooh. And there's a cheese. You never know what you're going to need for the road, right? Gotta go talk to my dad. What's this? More cabbage. Just left open like that. Oh, his pantry's kind of cool. There's more carrots. Just a box of carrots. A box of onions. This food's gonna spoil. I should just open it so I can close it. There we go. There. I did you a solid, Mum. Hey! Hopping in to say hi, now going to bed? Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming to say hi. I appreciate that. And thanks for the stream earlier. That was awesome. Nice that you're back. Alright, let's open the door. And... Alright, compass. The compass will tell you where to go in the quest you are pursuing. Just head for the active objective waypoint. Go to Father. Oh, I see. There's an A and an R. What's the R? There's more food here? I have enough to eat, I think. Some more stacks and stuff. Oh, this is so cool. Those cool blue flowers. That's awesome. Oh, these are floating. That's weird. I guess the weeds are coming out the side there too. Except those ones look awfully floating. This is the shadows and stuff. This is cool. You missed an epic stream. Yeah, you're streaming today. I want to walk up there. How do I jump? Is there a jump? Oh, there is. Okay. Oh, this cool puddle. Look at the shadow. I suppose it's like they were talking about how hot it was. Summer's when the storms come. At least that's true here. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at all these rocks sort of like, I guess, holding that stuff up. The tree is so nice. I sit down here and have a drink, but I'm not gonna do that. I gotta go do my job. There's an axe and stuff. Only just woke up. Yeah. Oh, is this for chickens? Are there anybody in here? Anybody home? Rob? What does that mean? Oh, steal. No, I'm not going to steal it. Interesting. Just looking. This is some sort of shed or something. Look at all the firewood. The smaller pieces. There's just a cloth there. It's a beautiful summer day. Oh, it's like I can feel the breeze almost. This is neat. Oh, what's over here? Is this hops? This must be hops, right? Oh, little windows in the fence here. It was a jump button here. So you could look out through them. Who's that over there? Someone's working. Ooh, nice looking houses in there. I think if I sneak through, I'm gonna get in trouble. And my dad's gonna be like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right, I think those are like hops and stuff. Ooh, the butterfly. You discovered grindstone. Where? More wood? Oh, there's Dad, probably. Yep, there's the marker. Oh, there's a grindstone. Ooh, what's this? Look at these flowers. Oh, they're so cool. You wanted to see me? Father.
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
I did. Persuasion. Sometimes you need powers of persuasion to achieve your goals. When talking to people, you can often choose what kind of impression you want to make on them. You can simply use speech, which, however, is influenced by the reputation you have at that moment with the person you're talking to. In the Middle Ages, social status was paramount, so the quality of your attire and how well groomed you are, together with your reputation, can make a big difference on how people respond to you. If you look dangerous, people will be afraid to cross you and will also be more willing to assign risky tasks to you. That's influenced mainly by your strength and the deterrent effect of your weapons and equipment, but other things are also taken into account, such as bloodstains on your clothes. You can sometimes rely on money to do the talking for you. You just have to agree on a persuasive sum. Bribing people works in the same way as shopping, see trade and haggling. In special cases, you can try any other skill, for example, horsemanship. It's not only the manner of persuasion that's important, but also the specific offer, because sometimes it's not enough just to choose according to your highest characteristics. You have to really read what you're going to say. All right, next page. But different approaches work on different people. You won't intimidate a tough brawler easily, and no matter how well you dress, you won't impress the nobility easily. That's because Henry's abilities aren't simply assigned a universal value, but compared with the abilities of his counterpart. You can see the values of the various abilities in the game under the corresponding icons. You can always see your own abilities. Your counterpart's abilities are visible to you if it's someone you know well, or if you're skilled at reading people, learned the perk empathetic. So this is your money and the amount you have to pay. So that's your total speech skill level, total charisma skill level, and total strength skill level. All right. That's the level of your reputation with your counterpart. Got it. It's not just about stats, though. The outcome is influenced by other factors. For example, your reputation, whether you're dirty or bleeding, etc. If you can't outdo the nimble tongue of a merchant, for example, you may want to poison him a little first, and then he will be easier to persuade. Oh, lovely. Or if you lead a guard away from his friends, he'll be easier to scare. All right. So let's close that. I had to do something. Sorry, I wanted to have a look around. I won't be ordered around. I had to do something.
Sorry, I had to go and deal with something.
Well, it's no great tragedy.
Hey.
Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Oh, wow.
Happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? All right. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway.
Oh, my.
But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
All right. Father. Quest log. You can find all information about the quests in the log. And for clarity, they are also indicated on the map as well as on the compass at the top of the screen. All right. Unexpected visit. We finally got some fine spring weather, but I still slept late in the morning because I was out celebrating until late in the evening. It was a bit hard getting out of bed in the morning. All right. Ooh. In the end, the bright sunlight woke me with a little help from my parents. I went out to help Father in the forge, as I'd promised him the day before. But first he wanted me to run some errands for him. I started getting some training and sword fighting from a mercenary who turned up in Skalitz recently. Father and Mother mustn't find out. For some reason, they don't want me to learn to defend myself. I got a bit of a cut in yesterday's lesson, though. We're supposed to meet by the alehouse again today. I have to go to the market and buy charcoal for Father for the forge so we can finish the sword for Sir Radzig. Great. I've got to get the money for the other things from Kunesh, who owes Father money. He's too soft on that drunk. I suppose he feels sorry for Kunesh since his wife ran off, but I'm damned if I know how I'm supposed to get money out of him. Finally, an errand I can actually enjoy. The crossguard for the sword I'm helping Father make has arrived from Sasau, and I've got to go to the castle and pick it up. It goes without saying, I also have to bring ale for Father. I've been doing that since I was big enough to carry the pitcher. Fresh and cool as always to quench the heat of the forge. But I'll have to get that last so it doesn't get warm. All right. All right, so that's going to be last. And then I can do the map. Aha. Oh. Zoom. Holy. There's a lot going on. All right. Collect the debt from Kunesh. Buy ale at the tavern. Let's go here first. Pick up the crossguard at the castle. Alright, let's go to D. There's the castle. Who's this guy? Got a big bag of hay, villager. I can't talk to him? Fine. There's horses. Birds. What's over here? Flies. I heard flies. There's buzzing. Ah. I bet it's smelly. Alright, I don't want to get smelly. What's in here? There's dogs. Alright. I remember the jump button. Can I not go this way? Open this door. That didn't work. I guess we can go around. Ooh, who are these people? Hello. Yaroslav. Hey, Goldbar Kid. Welcome.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and pommel. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
I'll do my
I don't ever
best.
botch anything.
Where shall I start?
Shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
You certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful now. Town garrison. Oh my, there's codex. Town garrison. Maintaining law and order in the medieval town was the job of the bailiff. From the 14th century onward, the function was taken over by the catchpole, then night watchmen and guards on towers. The catchpole, along with the bailiff, the executioner, or their henchmen, also carried out the punishment of transgressors. They were not, however, allowed to enter freehold dwellings, the palaces and houses of the nobility, the ruling class, nor church buildings or the university, a fact students took advantage of. Order within the city also had to be upheld by the townsfolk themselves. They were obligated to report not only crime, but, just like the night watchman, to call out the hours and warn of fire, flood, or tempest. For safety, it was forbidden to wander at night with any open flame, torch, or candle into any castles, chambers, stables, barns, or byres. Only lanterns could be used. To keep the peace at night, all taverns had to shut at sunset. In the medieval city, military service was entrusted to either hired professionals or the townspeople themselves. Every healthy adult male had to serve at least a few days a year in the civic guard, the city walls being divided and allocated in sections to each district or trade, and it was here that they mustered whenever an alarm was raised. In practice, the wealthy burghers bought their way out of serving in the militia, leaving other men to take their turn, and these poorer men welcomed the extra income, thus gradually forming a professional municipal gendarmerie. Each man had to procure the armor and weapons needed for serving in the guards and the militia, unless his guild did so. Only the rich cities could afford to have a public-issue armory. The right to bear arms outside of duty was reserved for townsmen of sufficient means. Within the city walls, a simple melee weapon, dagger or knife, had to suffice. Only the really wealthy townsmen wore swords, taking after the nobility. Oh, hey, welcome, Susanna. Oh, I've got a few. Tanner. Here we go. The tanner was a craftsman who prepared and treated animal skins, after which he passed them on to cobblers, saddlers, or other craftsmen for making footwear, garments, bags, wineskins, etc. It was not a pleasant job because the skin had to be quickly scraped of its fat and conserved to stop it going off, which was done by immersing in urine. In view of the unsavory smells produced by their trade, tanners settled on the outskirts of towns and belonged to the same reviled group as executioners, knackers, and prostitutes. To turn hide into a material for making shoes or clothing, after removal from the animal, it must first be thoroughly soaked in water. Once softened, it is fleshed. The residual gore and membranes are scraped off with a long, dull paring knife. In order to rid the hide of fur, it had to be soaked in lime water or rubbed with slaked lime, then scudded. It was then tanned using alum by a currier, with fish oil by the chamoisier, or with tannins dealt with by the tanner from oak, beech, or other tree bark. During this whole lengthy process, the hide softened, was stopped from decomposing, and optionally turned a different color. At the end of the process, the hides were submerged for a few weeks in vats or pits full of urine. The leather thus produced was then dried and could be surface treated, painted, or polished. JP, that's really funny. Go back to bed. I'm familiar with that one. All right, shepherd. A herder's job depended on the weather, most commonly starting in April and ending in the autumn. They took the entrusted herd or flock. It was rarely their own, or more commonly they were hired to supervise the grazing of others' livestock for a fee, from pasture to pasture, sleeping in rudimentary huts or shelters. Over the summer they stayed out in the pastures, returning to the village when the first frosts set in. Life far away from other people forced the herders to become adept at healing themselves and their animals, so when there was no apothecary to hand, folk would turn to the shepherd. Interesting. Noble officials. Hetman. Originally the commander in some armed forces with a rank equivalent to captain. Later on, the role became that of a civic governor, selected from amongst the local nobility who represented the monarch in a given territory. Hofmeister. From the German Hof, meaning a court or manor, a hereditary office at the royal court. He was responsible for management of the court. Under-chamberlain. Along with a chancellor, the under-chamberlains, in Latin subcamerarios. Subcamerarios. Okay. And camera, that's the chamber word, right? Yeah, every excuse is good to get up. My daughter's like that. All right. Along with the chancellor, the under-chamberlains, in Latin subcamerarios, was a member of the office represented the sovereign in royal cities, such as proto-notaries or notaries. Burgrave. The representative of the sovereign and representative of provincial officials of knightly status. His duties included management of the city and leading the army when needed. All right. Farmer. Medieval villages comprised some 90% of the populace, the majority occupied with agriculture and livestock farming. Even though farmers were freemen and had always owned their homesteads, the land beneath it was on lease from the monarch, or rather from the nobleman who had obtained it from the king in fiefdom. They would pay a portion of their annual earnings in rent, whether in cash, honey, wheat, or other crops. Sometimes they were also required to labor for the nobility, that is, to work unpaid on farmlands belonging to the liege lord. The territorial diets, councils of the 15th and 16th centuries decreed that the common country folk could not bear arms or engage in hunting. With special permission from the liege lord, they were allowed to hunt hares or small birds. All right. Beekeeping. During the Middle Ages, beekeeping was distinguished by how the honey was obtained, as either forest or domestic. The domestic beekeeper kept bees in hollow trees or in straw skeps, wickerwork hives, and were not subject to any regulation. Conversely, the forest beekeepers who kept bee colonies in the wild in hollowed-out trees formed a fellowship similar to a guild and paid a fee to the owners of the woodlands for every bee colony they took over. Beeswax was the main raw material for the production of candles right until artificial wax, paraffin wax, was invented. Honey was used as a sweetener and fermented to make mead. That is cool. All right, so subtabs. Oh, wow. The Conquest of Kuttenberg. In December 1402, during Wenceslas's imprisonment in Vienna, Sigismund attacked Kuttenberg and by the beginning of the following year seized and ransacked the town. Kuttenberg was loyal to the king and staunchly defended by its miners. When they finally surrendered, they were force-marched to Sigismund's encampment near Kolin and made to kneel before him in the mud in subjugation. In addition, they had to pay huge sums of money in reparation, even though the town and its environs had been pillaged by Hungarian soldiers. The treasury in Kuttenberg held not only coins, but also precious jewels, gold and silver. Wenceslas later estimated the wealth seized by Sigismund to be worth 1 million in gold ducats of the day. Dang. The Golden Age of Charles IV. When the young son of John of Luxembourg, Charles inherited the title of Moravian Margrave and subsequently the Czech throne, he embarked on not only economic but also cultural development of his kingdom, a period dubbed the Golden Era. In 1348, Charles founded one of the oldest universities in Europe. Many cities, towns, and castles acquired new fortifications, and new bridges, infrastructure, and churches were built. To strengthen his position in Europe, he made good use of political marriages, thus allying his family with prominent families in neighboring countries. He even had influence over the appointment of ecclesiastical dignitaries. Thanks to firm rule and a policy based on the alliances, he was able to keep the peace in Europe. JP. Charles was an educated monarch, interested in the arts, which was reflected in the architecture of cities, especially Prague, where under his rule many new houses, churches, including St. Vitus's Cathedral, and the city walls sprang up. All right, here we go. More about Charles IV. All right, from 14 May 1316 to 29 November 1378. Charles IV of Luxembourg, born Wenceslas, son of King John of Luxembourg, was the second member of the Luxembourg dynasty to become King of Bohemia, 1346 to 1378, and the first to attain the title Holy Roman Emperor, 1355 to 1378. He held many other titles besides: Margrave of Moravia, Count of Luxembourg, King of Italy, King of the Romans, and King of Burgundy. Renowned for his diplomatic skills and erudition, he actively endeavored to consolidate his position and ensure the survival of his line in Europe, especially in Bohemia, Moravia, and Germany. He was well versed in several languages, and at the French court he was tutored by none other than the future Pope Clement VI. During his reign, Prague and the lands of the Bohemian crown underwent a major transformation, becoming a powerful political, economic, and cultural center. For this reason, this period of his reign is known as the Golden Age. He initiated the construction of many superb edifices, which thus bear his name, including Charles University, Charles Bridge, and Karlstein Castle. He was keen to emphasize the role of religious faith in society. he renewed the cults of Saint Wenceslas, Saint Sigismund, and Saint Vitus, consecrating various church buildings to them, among others Prague Cathedral. He married 4 times and had 13 children, most of whom died in infancy. The most illustrious of his offspring were his sons Wenceslas and Sigismund, who both became rulers over the lands of the Bohemian crown. Wow, there's a lot of characters. Unlocked total 3 out of 46. Holy moly. It's going to be a lot of reading in this game. I love it. Pope. The Pope is the supreme head of the Roman Catholic Church, Jesus Christ's deputy on earth, and cannot be removed from office. His word is regarded by the Church as infallible, equivalent in effect to the Holy Scriptures. At the time of our game, however, nothing was quite so straightforward. Due to the papal schism that lasted from 1378 to 1417, there were for a time as many as 3 rival claimants to the throne of St. Peter. For secular rulers, support for one claimant or the other was often less a question of faith than of political convenience. Wenceslas IV. 26th of February. Oh my gosh, today's the 27th of February. The 26th of February, 1361 to the 16th of August, 1419. Wenceslas IV of Luxembourg was the son of the highly successful monarch Charles IV. He inherited the Bohemian throne and attained the German crown by election. However, he did not inherit his father's predisposition for ruling. Already during his lifetime, he was known for being a weak, idle, and moody ruler who was afflicted with many ailments, as well as difficulties meeting his royal obligations, despite the fact that he had been groomed for rule since early childhood. He was crowned Bohemian king at the age of only 2 years. He was more interested in hunting, alcohol, courtesans, and pleasures of the court. During his time as king, the lands of the Bohemian crown underwent several wars and conflicts involving his relatives, his own brother Sigismund and his cousins, the Moravian Margraves. The event that triggered the Margraviate Wars was that Wenceslas occupied the vacated estates of the Olomouc Archdiocese, which by law belonged to the nobles. Under the leadership of Jobst, the Moravian lords joined with Sigismund in open revolt against the king, which had less to do with the Olomouc estates than with the legitimacy of the rule of Wenceslas, who, in the meantime, had been stripped of the imperial crown by the imperial electors for his incompetence and unwillingness to rule. Later, he also lost the power of the Bohemian crown when he made numerous concessions and awarded the nobles many privileges, de facto transferring the ruling power to them. His unwillingness to meet obligations resulted in his abduction twice, thereby removing him from the throne, first in 1394 by the Czech nobles, and then in 1402 by his brother Sigismund. Wenceslas initially supported the reform proposals of Jan Hus and his adherents, but he did nothing to save the reformer's life when he was sentenced to be burned at the stake by the church. He thus set in motion what was later to become the largest and only more or less successful popular revolt in Europe, the Hussite Wars. However, he did not live to see these events since he died in 1419. After his death, his brother Sigismund of Hungary seized the crown, but he had to fight for it, since not everyone acknowledged his claim, and once he had the crown, he did not live to enjoy it for long. Hey, Rapids! My scuffed readings. I hope you're enjoying them. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to skip the tutorial ones for now. And this is 25. I'm going to skip these ones for now. I will read some though, but just not quite now. Let's go to exit. I want to continue this. All right. That's a lot, right? I'm going to need a water break. This is a kind of a jam. I'm walking through the gardens too, aren't I? Alright, so I need to go collect this debt first, don't I? That's the map. There we go. So, quest log. So C is where the debt is. Okay. Maybe I should do the sword fighting first. I'm sure I'll be a little bit more threatening. You just came in to see what I was looking at? You're thinking the moon or trees, but instead you're reading lore? Rapids. Oh, cafe cheers. Let's go. Charcoal burner.
You mean, Master Kobyla, the one sitting in some godforsaken dungeon, or the one who holds the key to the dungeon?
These are strange times. Strange and ill-omened. But since I serve our liege lord Sir Radzig, I think you know the answer.
True. But where will Sir Radzig take the silver? Hardly to Kuttenberg. Now its citizens bend their knees to Sigismund.
Oh, we just read about that.
That's not my problem. Perhaps Sir Radzig is keeping it at the castle until this old unhappy story reaches its end.
Hey!
Doesn't get an appetite for us.
Thank you so much for the resub. Let's go. Good morning.
But back to business. I'll need 3 wagon loads.
I see your people are working hard.
I'm just spying on this.
Shall we go and drink to the
42 months. That's 3.5 years. Holy moly. All right, just a sec here. Just a sec. All right. Got him. Thanks for coming to hang out, guys. Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance. You're off to bed. Enjoy the rest of your stream. You'll leave a lurk. Oh, thanks to the Lyric Rapids. And thanks to the stream earlier. Speaking of lurking, I was lurking in yours as well. I think we're going over here, right? They don't like me. They're not going to look at my face, are they? Lurking your descension to madness. I was. Wait, is it you? Kunesh. Talk to me.
With you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
I want my money. Father sent me for money.
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer, and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
That's not it. Pay for the tools at least.
You know you owe father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard. Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
Oh, really? You can expect a visit from father. Debts must be paid. Pay, you drunkard. Debts must be paid.
Look, I know things aren't easy. The wife ran off, booze is dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel.
Wow.
There's no wonder you're short of coin. But a debt's a debt, and I can't leave here without something.
If I had anything to give, I'd give it. But I've got nothing. So leave me in peace, all of you. And don't come back.
All right. It's a little bit low. Okay. Settings. Sound settings.
Qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum,
Is that better?
fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum super substantiale
The voice?
nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra.
Is that
Sicut
better?
Et nos dimissimus debitoribus nostris, et ne
Good.
inducas nos in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum.
All of
Veniat
them?
regnum tuum. Fiat voluntas tua, sicut in
Is that
cielo
better?
et in terra. Panem nostrum super substantiale da nobis hodie.
Okay.
Et dimite nobis
Let me know if
debita
there's just something that's
nostra.
not balanced.
Sicut
So I'm
et
going to
nos
confirm
dimissimus
this.
debitoribus nostris.
All right. Not going to talk to me anymore, are you? Are they in your house?
Welcome, Henry.
Thank you. Ooh, a trader. Let's go. Merchant. That's better? Okay, thank you for letting me know. Merchants were of two types, settled, permanent, and traveling occasional. The settled traders had permanent shops in towns and villages, while traveling merchants only brought their wares to the markets. Markets, held once a week, and fairs, held twice a year, also offered wares by local shopkeepers, visitors, and peddlers or hawkers, street vendors without a fixed site. Shopkeepers had their permanent shops on the square, merchants ran small shops and had the right to retail products they bought from artisans. Village folk got their supplies from neighboring craftspeople in the local tavern or from a merchant who brought supplies from larger townships. At the markets, goods from the village would be exchanged for goods produced and available in the town. The terms of trade were set by the ruler, for example, that only local merchants in sworn possession of freedom of the city rights could sell their goods freely. Only the traders from large cities would venture abroad. Many regulations and detailed rules governed trade. If it were found that a merchant was dishonest and, for example, gave short weight, he was severely punished. Going in their house. I don't care. Yeah, that's right. Codex hype. Get a lockpick.
A locked chest.
Mm.
I'll need a lockpick to get into that. Fritz might have one.
Well, let's go talk to Fritz. We gotta go find Fritz now. Hello, villager.
God be with you, Henry.
Shop guard. Grocer.
I know, I'm sorry I did. How's that? The roof is only fit for firewood. Half the rafters are rotten on the north side, and on the south the beetles have riddled them with holes.
Damnation.
They'll all have to be replaced. But at least the rest of the house is all right. Only that fucking roof.
That's some comfort at least.
That's all for today. Some change for you.
Taylor? Oh my. No, I'm not reading the general ones yet. I want to read the society one. Blacksmith. Blacksmithing was one of the most important occupations since earliest times because iron was a very valuable raw material. In earlier times, it was not deep mined, but only acquired from surface mines. Not a piece was allowed to go to waste. People even kept used nails. There was a blacksmith in practically every castle vicinity or village who forged almost everything that was needed for agriculture: knives, axes, sickles, plows, hoes, etc. Other blacksmiths specialized in making swords, helmets, lances, harness fittings, locks, and jewelry. The forge was most often a shed with a wall. Its essential equipment consisted of a large bellows, an anvil, tongs, hammers, punches, files, etc. In a well-equipped forge, the smith could develop heat of up to 1400 degrees Celsius. All right, tailor and draper. Until the 13th century, the tanners sold their wares for processing to suturers or cobblers. Cloth was made by weavers, but traded by drapers, who also often cut and sold it by the cubit, the length of the forearm. Only later, during the High Middle Ages, did tailors sew cut pieces into garments. Simple garments were sewn by women themselves for their families. It was an issue to make sure the garments were well sewn, since they were inherited and would often last for decades with minor repairs. By the beginning of the 14th century, people in larger cities were paying ever more heed to fashion. A tailor would begin to specialize in only one kind of garment. Hence, we find coat makers, hosiers, hood makers, gantiers, hatters, and cape makers, and those who did alterations and repairs to old clothes. In a town the size of Radzig, the tailor had to turn his hand to general purpose work. All right. There's a lot going on. Greetings. Trader.
What would you like? My, that looks good. Well, that'll be about all.
Okay.
Some change for you.
The trader. Didn't I do this already? Yeah. Oh, no. I did do that. Malters and brewers. They're giving me lots to read right now. Beer had, since the earliest times, been brewed by anyone with the know-how. It was only in the 13th century that brewing gradually come to be regulated. The rules stated that beer could only be brewed and sold by a fully fledged citizen who owned a house within the town walls. The right to brew closely relates to the 1 mile right, which dictated that none but citizens of a town were allowed to conduct urban trades within a 1 mile radius of the city. The technical process was supervised by the master brewer. The making of the malt and beer was dealt with by the maltster, and a brewer handled the fermentation and brewing. In domestic breweries, all these jobs would be done by one man. The shelf life of beer depended on whether the finished brew was filtered or not. Yeast remained in the brew, as well as acetic or lactic bacteria contaminating it. Beer, then, quite unlike today, resembled a thick mush and was very nutritious, hence known as liquid bread. It had to be drunk through a straw to filter out foreign matter. St. Wenceslas was the patron saint of maltsters in Bohemia, while the legendary Gambrinus, though not a saint, was regarded as the patron of brewing. The Bohemian brewing tradition thrives to this day, and Czech beer is amongst the best in the world. Let's go. There's more. Taverns, inns, and innkeepers. The Czech word for tavern, hospoda, may originate from the Latin hospice, guest, hospitium, hospitality, shelter, though the more likely etymology is from the Old Slavonic gospod, gospodia, the master of the house. Coffee get, let's go. Coffee hype. Ale houses were an integral part of all medieval villages. Originally, beer was drawn in what was called the Maas House, an area on the ground floor of a townhouse whose owner had brewing rights, while special-purpose taverns and inns came along later. These served as places for social events, meetings, trading, and lodgings. Some inns had rooms for overnight guests and special stables and spaces for carriages. These were called wagoners' inns and were located out of town at crossroads and along trade routes. The seating was more often outdoors than indoors. It was said of Wenceslas IV that he was fond of visiting taverns and alehouses to eavesdrop on what the locals had to say about him and to check that the owners were complying with his edicts. In the medieval ages, no one took exception to alcohol. The Germans, Russians, and Czechs in particular were Europe's fabled drinkers. There was a formal curfew at dusk or when the night watchman began his rounds, although drinking and feasting often went on until the early morning hours. In Kingdom Come Deliverance, we have tried to keep the image of medieval taverns faithful to surviving records. All right, that's not it. Wine grower. In Bohemia, wine growing began to spread from the 10th century onwards, due especially to liturgical reasons. Between the 11th and 13th centuries, vineyards were mainly for monasteries and the nobility, generally in similar places to where we find wine grown today, mainly in South Moravia. Due to the more favorable climatic conditions, vineyards could for a period thrive even in Bohemia, but later, after a global cooling period, they died off again. Taking care of vines kept vintners occupied all year round, the vintage harvest taking place from October to November, depending on the weather. Wine tended to be grown in places unsuitable for the cultivation of other plants, such as on rocky, south-facing slopes. It could take 3 to 4 years to establish a vineyard, and it would be good for 30 to 40 years. The grapes were harvested and put into vats where they were crushed by treading. White grapes were pressed immediately after crushing and the juice kept in wooden barrels, tarred and sanitized with sulfur, where the wine was left to ferment. Red grapes were crushed, the seeds removed, and left to ferment in open vats, stirred regularly. This produced what is termed the mash, and after a few days, this was pressed and the juice poured into barrels. King Charles IV was a great wine lover who imported grapevines from France together with wine-growing know-how and granted numerous privileges to vintners. Let's go. All right. Tavern. I did that one already. Is Fritz at the tavern? So, Mum was right. Oh my gosh, I'm so lost. This is so fun. Let's go through this way. I'm just gonna wander around a bit. I'll find all the places I'm supposed to go. This is just someone's like farm. Oh, look at all the cabbages. Can I jump? Oh, I can. Let's go. This guy. Where's Fritz? Let's go find them at the tavern. So this is like the main area. That was the grocery. That looks like a tavern.
Come right up and take some home.
Okay, for free?
Come on up and buy. For the kitchen or the field, my fine wares will brighten your every day.
Alright, let's go in here. Where's the... There we go. Skalitz Tavern.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts...
The very first one.
...the Palatinate as king, because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts.
Traitor.
Now even the Pope
God be with
is
you,
opposed
Henry.
to your king.
I'm with you,
So
Matthew.
are such lords as
What's going on here?
Wardenberg.
Deutsch is spouting shit.
What?
And
Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
It's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzig is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your deed will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
And don't forget about Gutenberg. Where like who kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
Jetta.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do?
I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
Too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
You man. Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
That's so
I think we should
mean.
redecorate for him. Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest.
This guy.
Doing some turds will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Doing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, Hal,
Nah.
are you with us?
Nah. Dad's gonna get mad. Little decoration never hurts. I'll do it, but I need your help in return. Yeah, let's do that one. I won't do it. No, I'll need your help in return. Let's do it.
I'll do it. But then you have to give me a hand with something.
What do you need?
Kunesh owes money to father and doesn't want to pay. I tried talking to him, but he wouldn't listen. I need more than words to get coin out of him, and I can't handle it on my own.
No problem. We'll back you up. Just as soon as we're done plastering Deutsch's house.
I'll be happy to sort out that drunken oaf.
Alright, let's go while Deutsch is still sitting safely in the tavern.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, that's the mission I'm on. It's just the very, very first one. A new codex entry. Well, let's find out what this is. Oh my god. Pope Boniface the IX, 1356 to 1404. Pope Boniface IX, born Pietro Tomicelli, was pontiff from 1389 contemporaneously with the Avignon anti-popes Clement VII and Benedict XIII. He refused to abdicate, leading not only to a continuation of the Western Schism, but also to an ever-deepening rift in the Church. However, it also meant that Boniface had a growing influence on some important aspects of secular power. That's the guy your town's named after. Oh, cool. That's awesome. But yeah, I haven't gotten very far with the missions yet, Chappie, because, yeah, I've been doing a lot of reading. All right. Pope Benedict XIII, 1328 to 1423. Benedict XIII, born Pedro de Luna, was elected anti-pope in 1394 in Avignon. He had previously withdrawn his allegiance to the Italian Pope Urban VI, who represented the Catholic Church in Rome. Sigismund of Luxembourg. I thought I read that one already. No. Sigismund of Luxembourg. born Valentine's Day, 1368, died on the 9th of December, 1437. Sigismund of Luxembourg, son of Charles IV, and was King of Hungary and Croatia from 1387, King of Germany from 1411, King of Bohemia from 1419, and King of Italy from 1431. He was also Prince of Silesia from 1419, Margrave of Lusatia, and most notably Holy Roman Emperor between 1433 and 1437. At an early age, he was sent to be educated at the Hungarian court, quickly mastering the tough conditions of politics. Like other members of his family, he was abducted at least once in his case by the Hungarian nobility. Having lost faith in the Hungarian nobility, he turned his attention to Bohemia and became engaged in hostilities with his half-brother Wenceslas. Some of the Bohemian nobility welcomed Sigismund, hoping he would rid them of their ineffective monarch, while others sided with Wenceslas, resulting in long-lasting wars, in the course of which Sigismund and his Hungarian army, consisting in no small part of the Cuman mercenaries, repeatedly pillaged Bohemia, often with the help of the Bohemian, and especially Moravian, lords themselves. Sigismund fought not only to seize his brother's throne, but also against the Hussites with the aim of seizing the imperial crown. He regarded himself as the defender of Christianity, and in 1409 even founded the Order of the Dragon to wage war against all enemies of the Christian faith. One of the later members of the order was the infamous Vlad the Impaler, inspiration for the fictional Dracula. After the death of Wenceslas, Sigismund brought to Bohemia 4 unsuccessful crusades against the Hussites. He died soon after the signing of the Compacts, a set of agreements with the reformers guaranteeing freedom of religious belief to every inhabitant of the lands of Bohemia and Moravia. All right. So this one, Albert the Fourth of Habsburg, born 19th of September, 1377, died the 14th of September, 1404. Albert IV of Habsburg was an Austrian count, son of Albert III, with whom he fought against King Wenceslas IV, beginning in 1394. He also had disputes with Prokop of Luxembourg over the Czech-Austrian border. Wow, there's so much lore. Abduction of Wenceslas IV. Wenceslas IV was a none too capable ruler, rather the opposite. During his reign, he was abducted several times in attempts to wrest power from him. The first time, in 1394, he was taken captive in one of his residences in Berun near Prague and taken to Wildburg Castle in Austria. The abduction was engineered by the opposing nobility, called the League of the Lords. In 1402, Wenceslas was abducted for a second time by his half-brother Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary, who aspired to the Bohemian throne, with the support of the high nobility, and incarcerated in Vienna, from where he managed to flee with the help of loyal nobles in November 1403. Sigismund had in the meantime brought in higher taxes on towns and monasteries. Any towns that refused to submit he conquered and ransacked. The conflict grew into a protracted civil war, which did not abate even after the death of Wenceslas. Oh man. The Western Schism. The Papal Schism, or Western Schism, was a rift in the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages, during which there were 2 papacies existing simultaneously, one in Rome and the other in Avignon, France. It began in 1378, the year after Pope Gregory XI brought the papal court back to Rome from Avignon, where it had resided for almost 70 years due to hostilities between the Roman papacy and the Kingdom of France. When Gregory died, the Neapolitan Bartolomeo Prignano was elected pope with the name Urban VI from 1378 to 1389. He, however, quarrelled with the very College of Cardinals that had elected him. They therefore declared his election void and elected a new second pontiff, Pope Clement VII, 1378 to 1404, who re-established the papal court in Avignon and was recognized by Scotland, Castile, Aragon, Navarre, and Portugal. Siding with Pope Urban VI in Rome were Italy, Germany, Bohemia, England and Ireland, Flanders, Poland, and Hungary. The schism continued even after the death of the original rival popes, with the election of Boniface IX in Rome, 1389 to 1404, and Benedict XIII in Avignon, 1394 to 1423. The popes in Avignon were called anti-popes. At this time, European efforts to restore the unity of the Roman Catholic Church were growing. Unfortunately, neither the council nor the popes themselves were able to reconcile, as neither side was willing to budge from their demands. In 1409, the dispute escalated to the point that the cardinals declared both popes invalid and elected a third, the anti-pope, John the 23rd, 1410 to 1415. None of the popes submitted to being dethroned, however. The conflict embroiled the rulers of the various countries involved, among others Sigismund of Luxembourg, who took the side of John the 23rd. Aww! Thanks, Chappie! Oh my goodness, thank you so much for the gift sub! Oh, I appreciate that. Enjoy, JP! The Council of Constance was convened on November 5th, 1414 to resolve the issue. The council secured the resignations of anti-Pope John the 23rd and the Roman Pope Gregory XII, and in 1417 elected a new pope, Martin V, 1417 to 1431, based in Rome. This essentially brought an end to the schism, although there were subsequently two more anti-popes who continued to be supported by a minority, Benedict XIV and Clement VIII, who resigned in 1429, leaving Martin V once again the sole pontiff. Holy! They're really throwing them at me. I learned. Alright, let's go help them. My buddies are gonna help me. Discuss the plan of attack. Fritz.
Listen, there's this locked chest I need to get into.
Really? And only straight not good enough for you anymore?
It's just that someone has something that doesn't belong to him, and I want to take it back.
If you say so. It's not skin off my nose anyway. I've got some lockpicks you can have. But if you get caught, you didn't get them from me.
Never heard of you. Thanks, Fritz.
Alright. So now what? What's the plan? I gotta help you guys. Talk.
So are we doing this or not?
Wait. We have to check that the coast is clear.
Why? Deutsch is in the tavern.
But maybe you noticed after all these years that he has a wife and a son.
And that's a problem?
Aye, it is. Henry, you go lure her away somehow.
Why me?
Because you're the clever one.
Yeah.
Alright. Is this her? Lure Deutsch's wife away. Hello. She's probably going to be pretty annoyed what we're going to do, right?
What do you want, lad?
Your husband's making trouble.
I just went by the tavern and your husband was in there talking nonsense. I thought someone should take him home before he gets himself in trouble.
What sort of nonsense?
Well, he kept saying that Sigismund was right and King Wenceslas is a drunkard, that sort of thing. Some people took exception, so I thought...
God almighty, the fool. Next thing he'll start on about the Pope.
He already did.
He might have mentioned the popes too.
Thank you for telling me. I just hope I can catch him before he gets into another fight.
All right. Easy mode. Game saved. She's running. All right. Guys, do what you need to do. Reputation lost. I'm a troublemaker now. Ew.
What are you waiting for, soldier? Fire the trebuchet! For king and country!
For king and
Gross.
This is all good.
Right, Jenna? Gross.
Nearly as good as having that traitor in the pillory. Nearly. Now that would be sweet.
That's for Sigismund.
Woohoo!
Eat shit, Docious.
You bastards! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, Hans, can't you see? We're decorating your house for you.
It's like your old man was saying in the tavern about that traitor Sigismund. We're just doing what we have to do.
Horse Hans! I'll make those smiles off your faces!
Run, guys.
I'd like to see you try. What are you doing here, Zbigniew? Hanging out with this poxy Deutscher? Maybe you'd like to try out the latest German fashion.
Aww. Gross.
Fucker! I'll make you pay for that.
Run away. Oh, we go. Unarmed combat. All right. So R2, hook, strong, lower hand strike to the head. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to remember this. Jab. Kicks opponent away. Block. Okay. Opponent. This indicator shows roughly how much health your opponent has left. The more wounded he is, the slower he'll attack and react. When the end is near, he may either try to flee or surrender. Your wounds. Icons that notify where you're wounded and if you're bleeding. Alright. Stamina. If an opponent's strike hits your armor or you block it, it will cost you stamina. When your stamina is completely depleted, you won't be able to defend yourself and will be wounded. Attacking will also deplete your stamina, especially when wielding a heavy weapon. Health. If you cover yourself badly and your armor is weak, strikes will wound you. Heavy wounds will lead to bleeding, and bleeding will lead to death. The more your health is depleted, the lower your maximum stamina. Alright. Okay, hold this. Oof. Get him, get him, get him, get him.
What are you doing? For God's sake! Stop right now! The catch pole is on his way!
Where are they going? Come on, guys. Let's get out of here. Come on. How do I run? No, that's stealth.
God be with you, Henry.
Can I, like, clean up or something? Where are they? Did they run this way? Fast travel point. Let's go. Go, go, go. Yeah, I don't want them to bust me. I was making trouble. Yeah, but we've just been handling manure. We have, like, animal excrement in our hands. What are we going to do about it? That's gross. Find a river or something. Wash yourself. There we go. Guys, Your hands. Look at this guy. Zbyszek. Sorry, I punched your face. You okay? Well, let's go get that stuff. Those guys can wait. Hopefully he's not watching me go in there. You don't think they would have cared much about hygiene back then? Well, I just... Yeah, they probably wouldn't have. But still. Gross. Should I sneak? There we go. Easy. You learned locks. Help. Lock picking. In order to pick locks, you must have at least one lockpick in your inventory, although it's better to have 1 or 2 spares since they get worn with use and in the worst case can break. You start the actual lockpicking process by holding X on the lock. You will then see a diagram of the lock mechanism in which you have to find the right spot to insert the lockpick. Then you have to use the lockpick stick to turn the whole lock mechanism. At the same time, you have to coordinate the movement of the lockpick with the rotation of the mechanism because the rotation shifts the position of the sweet spot. How close you are to the sweet spot is indicated by the size of the cursor, and it turns gold when you find it. If you try to turn the mechanism without having the lockpick in the correct position, the mechanism will stick, which will damage the lockpick or even break it. Any damage to the lockpick will produce a noise which can draw unwanted attention, and breaking it will cause an even louder snap. Alright. So I look around for this. Oh, here. So then rotate the lock. Which way? That was not easy. This is not easy. Oh man. I think I'm not using the elf stick very well because it's like I'm rotating it, but I'm not really... Like I actually have to rotate the stick. Justin. I'm gonna keep trying. I used all the lockpicks. Oh well. Well, that didn't work. I hope Fritz can do it. Ah, no spoilers! It says so. It says so right in the stream title. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to Fritz. I'm gonna tell him I screwed it up. No. I don't want my experience influenced in that way. Alright, were they in here? Where were they? Are they outside? Where did they go? Where'd they go? I need to go back to where that E is. It won't tell me that? If I go and look at locks, will it tell me that? You can't delay, no time to lose. No, I want to find the... No, that's not the button. Locksmith. Even though we know of locking systems dating back to ancient times, locksmithing as a separate craft came into being roughly between 1390 and 1408. Before this time, the work was done by blacksmiths. In rural settlements, even after locksmithing came into its own, the work might well be done by an above-average blacksmith. In the 14th century, the lock was still fitted to the outside of the door, made of iron, and its mechanism was rather complicated. The locksmith decorated the lock cover and keyhole plates. People even regarded their fancy locks as a status symbol until the locksmiths amalgamated into guilds and their creativity began to be restricted by security regulations. Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about that. Well, I don't have any lockpicks anyway, so that adventure's busted. But where do they go?
There. Satisfied?
Where's my friends? Are they upstairs? Nothing's upstairs. I don't know where this E is. It should be here, right? Are they out front? Gambler.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
I don't have any money.
God be with you.
Play dice. I don't have any money.
Lucky throw coming my way. How about you?
I don't have any money. 0, unfortunately. God be with you. God be with you too.
Hail to the hero. So you haven't changed your mind about learning the craft of warfare?
Combat Master Vanyek. Let's talk to you.
Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
It was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when a son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. The world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Yes. Let's go.
Yes.
All right. I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
All right. But where do my friends go? I'm supposed to meet them at the tavern, but they're not there.
This looks decent. That's the lot. I have about...
Did they not appreciate? Did they turn into D? What is this D? Here we go. You also suggest to change the setting? Okay, it's saved. But I don't have any lockpicks left. So I can't even make use of it. Can I just like punch him or something? Alright. No, I'm not trying to do that. I just don't know the buttons yet. There we go. Quest log. Buy ale at the tavern. I don't have any money. But I can't do that yet anyway. Optional, meet the lads. I'm trying to... How do I see scroll page? There we go. Meet the lad at Kunesh's. Okay. So they're here now. How do I meet them there? Are they even here? They're not even here. Where are they? Okay, hold on. That's not the button. That's not the button. I'm learning. Okay. Optional D. So where are they? Over here. They're gonna help me beat them up. There they are. Wow. That was...
Henry, I'm glad you came.
I'm glad you came. You're here to help me, right? Fritz?
Well, we sorted that Deutsch out.
That was pretty close, eh?
That old bastard didn't stand a chance.
True, but I'm worried that fucker Hans will snitch on us.
Well, let him. Then I'll snitch on him. And anyway, what can they do to us for throwing a bit of dung?
Good point. It's not as if anyone really likes the Deutsch.
I need help with Kunesh.
I need a hand with Kunesh.
Sure, mate. You helped us, so we'll help you.
There we go.
Let's get to it then. Look out.
What are we doing to him?
Kunesh, get out here, you old goat. I've something to show you.
You in here? Where is he? You. Talk.
What the fuck are you here for? You want me to take a whip to you or call a catch pole? Just try it, you old drunk.
Give me my money. Yes. Let's beat him up.
Enough! I give up. Take what you want. It's not much, but it's all I have. You understand?
I got his key. I didn't even need his lockpicks. Let's go. That's right. Take what you want. That's right. We're going in here. Now I have permission to be here. I'm enjoying this way too much. Whatever do you mean? We're just gonna unlock this. Take all. That's right. Now have a little bite to eat. Oh, can you turn off the sound effects? I gotta know. There you go. Thank you for your key. Thanks, friends. That's why it's good to have friends. Are you okay?
All right, blacksmith's boy, you got the better of me. Take what you want, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Okay. Alright, I do need to find that out. Settings. Sound settings.
Sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum.
No, it's the
Fiat
only one I can
voluntas-
change. No. I really don't like the eating sounds. Alright. This is the charcoal burner. Let's talk.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped.
God almighty. Has something happened to you? Did someone steal your fancy clothes?
Yeah, I got into a fight. Let's talk trade. In shops, you first have to put your purchases into your basket and then either confirm the purchase or try to haggle. The amount you have to pay is always shown at the top of the screen. Alright. I don't have any money. So... Sell. Ah. So let's sell this. And sell this. Alright. Check basket. I want to add 10 of these. That's how much you wanted, right? I don't have enough. Check basket. Haggle.
Can we do something about the price?
Can we do something about the price? Haggling. Haggling works both ways, whether you want to buy cheap or sell dear. You select the amount you want. You select the amount you want to pay or get with the directional pad and confirm with X. The trader will then respond to your offer. If the answer is a refusal, he or she will make a counter offer and wait for your response. Alright. If the slider can't be moved in one direction or the other, it means either you or the trader does not have enough money. Dragging out the haggling with one offer after another will gradually try the trader's patience, and eventually they'll drop the haggling completely. You can see how close you're getting to that point from the trader icon below the bar. The more gold there is in the background, the closer the trader is to dropping the haggling. Every unsuccessful bout of haggling lowers your reputation with the trader. Alright, original purchase price, your money, trader's last offer, your current offer. Last offer not accepted by the trader. Okay. I don't have enough money. Well, I don't have any money. Sorry, reputation lost. Whoops. Let's talk trade. Alright, let's try this again. Add to basket. And then sell. This and this. And maybe this. You get 10.6. All right, I'll do that. Let's check basket. And should I try haggling again so we can learn how it works?
Let's talk about the price.
Why not?
Why not? Okay. So I want to get more. Wait. So I'm hoping to get this. There.
Since it's you.
There. Just drop the price a bit more. Finally, a reasonable.
There we go. Got it. Okay. Buy a bag of charcoal at the market. And then I need to go get some ale. Oh my gosh, it's almost 11 already. Yo, Bianca.
Good health to you, Henry.
Good health to you too.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You too, handsome. What brings you here?
You do.
Your beauty, of course.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be. And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
A pitcher for father.
I need ale for father.
A pitcher as usual?
Aye. Bring me a cool one from the cellar.
But of course.
But of course.
Here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Oh my.
Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Thanks.
Right?
You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
You too. Oh, by the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking after you.
Maniac?
I suppose. He's a man who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers. I'm sure of it. I'll be happy when he's gone for good. But what in heaven's name are you up to with him?
He promised to teach me how to use a sword.
What use would that be to you?
Enough. You sound just like father. I'll be going now. See you this
We'll
evening.
take the stuff to father.
I've got something special for you.
Oh, what's that?
Now, what would that be?
Your favorite, Savior Schnapps.
Really? You're an angel.
He's so happy.
Thank me properly later.
Oh, I bet he will. Brown chicken brown cow. Saving the game. The game saves automatically at important moments during quests and when you sleep in your own bed. To save it immediately, drink Savior Schnapps. Alright. Oh, she's coming out anyway. Sweeping the dirt. Alright, well, I don't want to keep father waiting for his ale. Hopefully I won't miss out on my sword lesson. But I gotta give him the stuff, right? Alright, I'm back. About the things you wanted.
Yeah, about time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I've got to go to a sword fighting lesson. He's not going to be happy with that. Not yet.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
And how much longer will it take? Get a move on. We have to finish that sword
Oh,
today.
I better go do the
You want me to
sword.
look a fool in front of Sir
I
Radzig?
should have done the
No, I don't.
alcohol last.
I'll be back soon.
But he's going to be like, why is my ale so warm? That's fine. Oh well. Mistakes happen. Gotta go my sword lesson. Whee! Oh, it's, don't go in there apparently. Thought I'd be clever and take a shortcut, but yeah. Oh, look at the sheep. I chase them. Get up, you're getting chased. There you go. Alright, alright. combat arena. Entering it with style. This guy. He's not impressed by my moves, is he? Talk.
So, can we get started?
Yes. We can.
We can. Good. And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far.
All right.
Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
In combat, you are locked onto your opponent. You can move around him by using L. You can unlock for your opponent by holding...
All right. Now try to hit me.
All right.
You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself.
All right. R2.
Nice. Now you're getting it. Good. Nice. Good. Now you're getting it.
Oh,
the point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
Alright. Weak attacks tend to be faster and more precise at the cost of force. Stabs can be aimed at the face, upper zone, or the body, any other zone. R1.
Not bad. Now you're getting it. Alright. Good, good. Let's try something else.
No more?
I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another. Fine.
Oh, jeez. That is not good.
Not bad.
Ooh, let's go. New level in sword. Health. You can see your health in the red bar on the lower edge of the screen. Oh, I couldn't read that.
That's enough.
Oh, thanks, Pyro, for the
I don't know
resub.
about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember though, train hard. No one becomes a master swordsman overnight.
Thank you for
have
the
to
lesson.
Work and work. And the main thing is to use what you've learned in real combat. There's nothing better than experience.
Vanyak.
Believe me.
Do I get a codex entry about this guy? Alright, let's go talk to Father. He's gonna be like, why is my ale so hot? It's a hot day. I was supposed to get it last, and I didn't. Here you go, Father. About the things you wanted.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I have. Start
I have
forging.
charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Well done.
All right.
Right. Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. Well, that's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made.
I don't know if I got the
charcoal?
text or not.
Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together.
Okay, back.
By the way, someone paid me a call.
Yeah.
I reckon you might know what it was about.
With troublemaking?
I'm not sure. Really? Because I'm pretty sure you and your friends threw dung at Deutsch's freshly whitewashed house.
Yep.
He was here with the catchpole earlier, and it was not a friendly visit. What got into you, Hal?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved, did he? You can go and clean up the mess you made and apologise to him. I have a trade to run. The German pays well. And having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. You understand?
Sorry, Dad.
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. And we'll never have this conversation again.
All right, then. Never
So
again.
You think it's right to let traitors speak ill of our king?
Whoa, didn't your dad just say we're not
The boy
speaking
gets
of this?
caught making a fool of himself, and he still hasn't learned his lesson. So Deutsch spouts rubbish, and what? You turn into a common thug. You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth and not your fists.
Like a headbutt?
Furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing.
Oh my.
Do it. Good. Once more.
Wow, this seems so dangerous.
That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
Oh, clipped right through his clothes. There we go.
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
I got them already. Teresa, hello.
Here are those nails you wanted.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Maybe we'll see each other there. Anyway, mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
Let's go. Oh, look at watching her walk away.
Fine lass, eh? Now, stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire.
Oh my.
We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a
Let
commoner?
him try it.
Trying to get a good screenshot. Whoops.
You still have a lot to learn. Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzig. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently.
Nicopolis.
Odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
They certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sure.
It's been an honor, Sir Isvan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzig. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it, like Sir Radzig said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them or beat them?
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened?
Oh my goodness. Right?
Listen to me, Al. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
What about you?
follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzig. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
He owes me. Oh my god, this is so intense. Bianca, no. That was the guy we talked to at the beginning.
Quickly! We have to close the gates! Move! Come on, we're closing! Move it, people! Come on! We're running out of time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the gates! Get running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Get through the gates!
Oh man. This is so intense. Oh my god.
Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run! Find a horse! Ride to town, Merc! Tell them what's coming! Warn them! Run by the moats! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
Run, run, run. Yeah, that's so sad. Oof. Run. All right, this is a good place to stop. It's after 11 already. Oh my goodness. That was very intense. What did I learn about? I'm running that way. Cumans. The Cumans first arrived in Czech lands in 1260. Under the leadership of the Hungarian crown Prince Stephen, they fought against Bishop Bruno and the army of the Austrian lords, which they thoroughly vanquished. The Cumans appeared for the second time in the 1270s, when they defeated the army of King Przemysl Ottokar and went on to pillage Moravia. They last invaded the Czech lands under Sigismund of Luxembourg, who could afford no better mercenaries than the Cumans. Estimates speak of several thousand fighters. One of the places that succumbed to their ravages was Silverskalitz, the birthplace of our game's hero. Yeah, time went so fast. Holy moly. And locations. Skalitz. There was probably a settlement in the area where Skalitz lies today as early as the 13th century, though there is no mention of the castle until 1361. The development of the town was prompted by silver mining in the area, as well as the existence of the nearby parish of Rovna. The owners of the castle included Yeshek of Skalitz from 1384 and Bodal of Drahonice from 1402 to 1403. Wenceslas IV took possession of it in 1403 and placed it under the governance of the knight Sir Radzig Kobyla. Later the very same year, though, Kobyla was forced to flee the castle to protect the inhabitants of Skalitz from King Sigismund's invading army, which torched the castle and the adjoining village. The estate was never renewed thereafter. In December of 1403, Wenceslas IV granted the remains of the village to Jan Sokol of Lamberg. The ruin of the medieval castle and its fortifications was scavenged for building material for the Church of St. John of Nepomuk in 1730. Today, only minor remnants of the gatehouse wall, the swinger, and the perimeter walls remain. Holy. That's nutty. So the game is saved just after that part. But that's a really good place. Run. Wow. My home was attacked by foreign soldiers and many people slaughtered. I couldn't get inside the castle before they closed the gates, so they sent me to Talmberg to warn the people there in case they faced a similar fate. Now I have to make it to Talmberg in one piece. Oh my god. My parents have been killed. King Sigismund's army raided Skalitz and slaughtered everyone who crossed their path, including my mother and father. I have to flee and warn others. I have to get a hold of a horse. Holy. And the unexpected visit. But that's neat. What a game. Save and exit to menu. Well, I cannot save while in combat, but the game just saved. So I guess I'm done for now. Holy. Thank you for the stream. Hope you enjoy Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oh, I think I will. Thank you so much for the resub and the gift sub. Appreciate that a lot. Yeah, this is going to be a blast. There is so much to read. I'm very excited about this. I think I'm going to have a really good time. With the game and with the recordings, yeah, I'll probably be playing it quite slowly. So I'll probably be playing it for a while yet. But holy, this is a really good, yeah, I guess Skyrim replacement game, I guess. Thanks a lot for the stream. Hey, no worries, JP. Thanks for coming to hang out. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, this will be really fun. So I'm looking forward to uploading these to YouTube in case anyone's interested in watching these playthroughs. But yeah, I had a really good time. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. I am going to close the stream and set up the raid, so stick around and chat if you want to participate in that. And if you don't, that's okay too, because I am not going to tell you what to do. But I have had a blast, and I'm very, very looking forward to continuing this next Thursday. There's no stream tomorrow or on Saturday, but on Sunday I will be back for some more Death March, Witcher 3. So yeah, hopefully we can hang out again soon. You guys are awesome. Good night.